see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
Hi again.
Hello again from Retired Time to Cruise.
It's Darren and Susan.
Well, apparently in our last video we forgot to put in a joke.
So we're going to give you a few jokes. How do you make a desert into an ocean?
I have no idea.
You put in lots and lots of sand dollars.
Ah, just like the Saudis with their desert island into a day. That's a good one.
So we are still in the desert in Laughlin. This is on the trip on our way to see the petroglyphs.
That's right. So we're doing a walk through just the flora of the desert floor.
I always loved wandering in the desert, and Darren usually loves sitting in the car watching me wander in the desert.
Well, I figured that way if one of us gets completely lost, which probably wouldn't be me, the other one could drive and find a rescuer.
I suppose.
How does a saguaro cactus propose to its partner?
I don't know.
Ooh, it's a thorny proposal.
That's probably enough jokes for this video. Please enjoy your random walk through the desert with me, and Darren and I will tell you a little bit about what we're seeing.
Here we are heading back towards the highway, and you can see the road sign and I-95 in the background. And there goes a car.
Now we'll give you some random views of some of the fauna around this desert entry off the highway. That would be yucca. I always called it agave, but agave stays closer to the ground. This is cholla, but this one has hardly any needles. You just see the random long needles. It's bald cholla.
So as you can see by the footage of the ground and the area, it is quite easy walking, and it's very simple to walk off the road and go walk around out in the desert. Don't venture too far, but it's definitely easy walking.
All right, here I'm highlighting another cholla that's a lot fuzzier, but as we progress into the desert, you'll see that there's even fuzzier. I used to call these ones churros because they look like the Mexican desserts, the churros.
Cinnamon and sugar on a fried piece of dough, nothing better.
Here's another one of those chollas, the little bald ones with just hardly any needles on it. They look more like funnel cakes.
The size of the plants, I think, has something to do with how long they've been growing. So as you can see, some of them get to be quite the size, like this one Susan's showing you right now covers a lot of area.
It's probably about 6 feet wide by 4 or 5 feet tall. Now I've spotted something else to show you. It's more of the cholla that hasn't got very many needles. And this would be a tumbleweed plant. Kind of special. Oh, maybe it's sage.
It looked like sage to me.
Sage has the silver leaves. Tumbleweed has more of the yellow flowers on it. Pan around. More cholla. Oh, there's a barrel cactus way up on top of the hill. And you know what? I'm gonna climb up to that barrel cactus. Darren did not climb up to that barrel cactus.
No, I stayed down lower. Now with barrel cactuses, it's really strange is that they're in a certain band of height. You'll get a whole bunch of barrel cactuses, and above or below there are none. Depending on the latest rain, how colorful the barrel cactuses are. You can see this one has quite the reddish tone to it, and sometimes they also have flowers on them.
They really look like a basketball on the desert. We were there with some friends the one time, and they said no, they didn't see any barrel cactus. And we said, well, They look like basketballs, and when we pointed them out, they said, "Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one. There's another one." Now, just behind this barrel cactus, I'm going to zoom in. There's a baby barrel cactus. It looks like a baseball with needles.
Yes, they're definitely a different size, that's for sure.
And I show you some more barrel cactus way up high on the hill. But I choose not to climb up to those because look how high up I am.
That was a long walk to walk up there, and I was waiting for Susan going, well, sooner or later she's going to come back.
There's another little barrel cactus kind of in the shadow of rock. If you look very closely, there's a lizard running across the top of the rock.
We really enjoy all of the different things that we see in the desert.
Another group of barrel cacti. There, we'll give you a closer look. It almost looks like it had bloomed and it's kind of healing over where the bud had been. Now, those don't look like barrel cactus, but I'm not sure what they are. They were on the real edge of a ridge. That is just a cholla that has not branched out yet. This cholla is a lot fuzzier than the first ones we showed you. Oh, there's a prickly pear.
Now the prickly pears sometimes have a bright red blossom right at the very top of the petal when you walk by.
That one doesn't have very many needles on it, but there's different varieties of prickly pear as well, and some have lots of needles. This cholla is really fuzzy. I think these are the ones they call the jumping cholla.
Well, I do know that if you brush past, those needles get stuck pretty tight in your pant leg or shoe, and they're very difficult to get out. As you can see in the shadow, Susan's dressed for the desert. She's got her wide brim hat on, and she's got, I think, a bottle of water in her pocket, but I'm not 100% sure. But when you do go walking in the desert, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Even though it might not be temperature-wise all that hot in the mid to upper 70s, it is a very dry location and the sun does suck the moisture right out of you.
This was in early April that we were walking around the desert. This one is either a creosote tree or a mesquite. There's some sage in the foreground. I think it's a creosote tree with the green and a mesquite in the background. This shows the mistletoe, which is a parasite on the mesquite trees. The mistletoe is kind of the more dense green bunch, and there are white berries in it. I'll try and give you a close-up. There's the mistletoe. And you can kind of see berries, maybe. And I'm just pointing out that even though it looks so dry, this mesquite tree is fully alive. It's got little tiny green leaves everywhere.
Oh, another prickly pear.
This one has a few more needles than the last one we showed you. The cactuses seem to be... There's a blooming one.
There's the big bloom.
We were really thrilled to see that one blooming in the wild. It was the only one we saw with a beautiful flower on it.
I can't remember if it had rained the week before. I think it was maybe 10 days before that it had rained. So that does bring out a lot of the green in the desert.
Look at this one with all the flatter paddles on it and hardly any needles.
Now, when I say rain, for those of us that live where it actually does really rain, rain in the desert means like sometimes like a 1/8 of an inch of rain or less, and they consider it rain.
Yucca, Cholla.
So when it rains, the ground actually seals up and a lot of the water runs. So you have to be careful in the dry washes, because the dry washes turn into wet washes really, really quick. And
That's why they talk about flash floods.
Yes, and I was actually out in a different part of the desert one time driving back on an asphalt road, and there was a massive flood. And that was no fun to get caught in that massive flood, because I actually was fortunate enough to make it into a McDonald's parking lot that was up off of the road surface by about 4 feet.
There's a tumbleweed.
And the water was rushing by.
And sage. Yeah, that was kind of interesting that the men at the shooting range had warned you that it might flood, and it did.
They shut everything down early so that we could head back before we had a flood.
There's some yucca. The difference between agave and yucca, as far as I'm concerned, is the agave stays low on the ground and the yucca gets that kind of stem. It looks like it's starting to be a palm tree, but it gives up. Agave, I think, gets that one tall flower stem too. There's just a random group of little cacti.
So for those of you that are nature lovers and like to go for hikes and walks around, we didn't show the hiking trails around Laughlin, but that'll be a future video another year, unfortunately, because we didn't go for a walk on the hiking trails this year.
Look how fuzzy that Cholla is. Don't you just want to hug it?
No, I don't.
We try to stay to very flat trails. We're not really that kind of athletic hikers, but we do enjoy getting out and going for a good brisk walk. The best time to do it is in the morning or in the evening in Laughlin. Oh, this Cholla is actually blooming. Look at it.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if they get bigger blooms than that, but those definitely look like flowers.
So there is a whole bunch, or to use Susan's favorite word, there is a plethora of hiking trails all the way from the river back up into the mountains, and it's all charted, and you can get a map that shows you where everything is.
Yes, it even goes up to the Davis Dam, which is a very interesting hike. There's a campground that you can hike from the campground or around the campground, or you can just go to McDonald's and get an ice cream, as Darren did with our friend.
So it's all very accessible by car with short walks, or you can do long hikes. It's completely up to you.
We hope you've seen enough of the desert, because this is the end of our footage, but thank you so much for watching.
Well, we sure hope you enjoyed our video.
Now hopefully you know a little bit more about the desert, or maybe you can correct us if we've told you a little bit of tall tales.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, how about prickly tails?
We always enjoy our visit to the desert, but as you know, we are currently on a cruise ship, the Carnival Mardi Gras. No videos from the Mardi Gras. We will give you videos of the rest of the trip, but we don't want to breach Mardi Gras rules. Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail around in floating hotels of every brand. We're retired, Retiredtimetocruise. Come and join us or watch our YouTubes.